Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I wanted to walk through this pretty cool thing that I built using ATASX, the webhook configurations that they have, and the ability to trigger alerts on certain indicators. And so I was able to build something that with AI to leverage AI to make alerting a little bit more smart for how I trade. And the two key problems I was trying to solve was, one, getting alerts on my mobile that I care about, but then doing it in a smart way where they're kind of intelligent alerts. And then two, really trying to get a view of what's going on across everything that I trade. And so I trade NQ, ES, and gold. And, flipping between those three all the time, it's fine, but there's probably better ways to do that, right? Especially when I'm looking for, did imbalance happen or did a big trade just get executed? And so that's one thing I was trying to look for. And then, as the single stock futures is coming this summer, that opens up to like 40 more tickers that we could trade. And so I'm trying to think of how can I have more intelligent alerts around that. And so what I really like about ATASX is that you have the order flow indicators and you can actually trigger alerts on them. And so the indicators that I'm triggering alerts off of are kind of shown here, where I'm looking for either absorption, imbalance, big trades, or big orders. Like those are the main alerts that I look for. And then I also am looking for the speed of tape, meaning that, is activity kind of picking up for the volume? And so for each of these indicators, so you can kind of see here, like somebody bought 326 lots. So that was a big trade that was executed. You can see here these white lines. This was some bullish absorption. You can see with these green lines, this is bullish imbalance. And then with these purple lines, this is bearish imbalance. And I don't know if we had bearish absorption anywhere on the chart yet. But when those trigger, I want to know, because as you can see, like when this imbalance happened, we pushed up. That's something, you want to be aware of. Same thing with absorption. It's usually good inflection points where price may continue or reverse, right? And so that's one of the big things that I look for. Also, you have big orders here. Like I think this one, if I do control, here you go. Yeah, and so that's 100 right there. I don't know why that black box pops up there. I need to get with the ATASX team on that. But, if anything over 200 kind of shows up on the bid or the ask, like I want to be alerted on it. And so those are the things that I look for. And so you can set up these alerts, you can set these alerts here where you can kind of click like, hey, send the alert, and that's fine. And your alerts will show up here in the alerts history, which is fine, right? And so you can kind of see like all these alerts fired off. But it's, to get to this, I can't get to this on my phone. And so I needed something mobile that I could kind of pay attention to. And so that's what led me to playing around with the webhooks. So if you go to alerts, or back to alerts, they have this Telegram bot that you can set up for yourself, which I have a video that walked through that. But then you also have webhooks where you can put your own webhook here, enable it, and this basically sends those alerts that you see here. All this history of alerts, it sends it to that webhook. And then from there, you can do a bunch of stuff to kind of summarize it and all that. And so that's essentially what I did. And so I kind of want to walk you through everything to show you what I built and kind of how it all works. But essentially the webhook basically just sends this alert data, but then you'll need some type of smarts to kind of aggregate it and to make sense of it. And so you could use this thing called Pipe Dream to do that, where they'll give you a webhook. So you could use this webhook, plug it in ATASX, and then you can tell this chatbot basically what you want it to do when it receives messages from ATASX or from ATASX. And so I was doing this for a little while, but then I switched to Claude Code just so I can have more customization, because I made my own personal webhook from my own website domain and all that. And so just went down that route. But if you wanted to do your own thing and didn't want to get too crazy, you could use a solution like this that would take care of everything. It would take care of the infrastructure and all that for you. So that is definitely an option. But wanted to walk through what I built. So this is an image generated from ChatGPT, just kind of walking through like exactly how the thing is built. And so what happens is I get the alerts, right, that are sent to the webhook from ATASX. And so that gets sent to our processing. I also get price data from TradingView, which is up to 15 seconds delay. So I basically built a indicator that's on a 15-second chart that basically sends me the closing price of every candle for the 3 symbols that I'm watching right now. And so that gives me near real-time price data. I didn't want to pay $250 a month for, you know, an API for real price data, so I'm just kind of using this as a good enough. But essentially what I was able to build with Claude AI was kind of this Cloudflare tunnel that does a bunch of logic where it takes the alerts that we get from ATASX, it parses everything. We do some logic to make sure that we're not duplicating alerts, because sometimes maybe traders might spoof where they'll put like 1,000 orders on the bid, then they'll take it off, then they'll put 1,000 orders on the bid again and they'll take it off, but it's the exact same order at the exact same price. And so those we won't fire those more than once, right? Just because it's going to get noisy. And so we put a little bit of kind of deduping and throttling there. And then also I've noticed a lot of things happen within like the 1 minute candle. Like you'll have imbalance, you can have big trades, you can have all these things that fire within the same candle. And so we put some logic to basically group all those alerts in a 1 minute time frame, and then we'll kind of summarize those and send it. And then I made it to where also as a backup, we're fetching price data from Yahoo Finance, which is a 60-second delay. So that, you know, if the TradingView doesn't work, then we'll get like a 1 minute behind type price data. And so this kind of job runs from basically the New York session, so 8:30 a.m. Central Time to 3 p.m. Central Time as well. And so that's kind of the process that this happens. And what it does is it takes all this data and then it passes it to Claude AI. And so what the Claude AI does is it takes the alerts, it aggregates everything together, then it kind of analyzes it. It uses its knowledge about order flow, which I kind of trained it to look at certain things. And it gives you like a very just 1 sentence summary of what the alerts or groups of alerts mean, which is really helpful. And then it actually just dumps those in the Telegram and Discord, which I'll walk through. And so the alerts themselves, like right now we're focusing on NQ, ES, and gold. And the indicators that we will trigger are going to be absorption, imbalance, big orders, big trades, and speed of tape. And so basically it'll tell you like, hey, is price going to stall somewhere, or is price accelerating somewhere? Is somebody putting a really big order that you should pay attention to that level? Or did somebody just execute a really big trade? Or, you know, it's just volume speeding up relative to what it's been. And so these are the alerts that will be kind of sent to these chats. And then you can kind of use them to make a decision on if there's a trade or not. So I think that's pretty cool. And it will have real-time alerts, so they're going to fire as they come in. But then we'll also have an end-of-day summary. And so what Claude AI is going to do is it's going to look at all the alerts for the day, and it's going to give you a summary of the key levels and things that we should pay attention to for the next day. So that's super cool. Like, it saves me so much time. I'm so excited about that. And then also doing the same thing for the end of week. So it's going to look at all the alerts that were fired for the week, and it's going to generate an end of week summary that we can use going into for next week. So I'm super excited about that. Again, I just built this a couple days ago and been using it for a day or two. It's great. And so wanted to make it available for everybody. You can join Telegram or you can join Discord, whichever one you prefer. The messages are the same, and it's pretty amazing. And so I did want to do a quick show and tell. And so here on the left, we have Discord, and then here on the right, we have Telegram. And so you can see the messages are the same, right? Like this was sent today at 1:44. This was sent today at 1:44. So they're sent exact same time, you know, and same message, right? Absorption was triggered, and it gets the current price. So this current price is up to 15 seconds delayed from TradingView. And then it gives you an AI summary based on that Claude AI. And so, I mean, that's pretty much it. And you'll get the end of day summaries and everything. I think it's cool when you have like, you know, there's stack imbalance and absorption, right? For gold at this 511, like 5011 level. Super interesting. Should pay attention to that. ES speed of tape's increasing, NQ speed of tape was increasing, and also absorption was triggered, right? And so it's like, okay, like activity's picking up about now. Maybe I should kind of see what's going on there. And so, things like that are just really cool for me just to kind of pay attention to. And then also as I'm trading, I can just kind of see like, hey, should I switch my chart or not? And then if I'm not in my charts, and then I just get my alert either on Discord or Telegram, it's like, okay, I need to go back to my desk. So anyways, super excited about this. Like I said, I'm still learning more about ATASX as I'm using it, but it's just amazing we can build stuff like this to just make us more efficient. And so, yeah, if you guys are interested in kind of checking out these alerts, feel free. I'll put the links in the description. You can just hop in there and just use it for your trading. Like I'm using this for my trading. And yeah, it's been really good. Cool. Well, that's pretty much it. So just wanted to share. I'm super hyped about the platform around ATASX and just being able to do all this stuff. And I may make another video on Cloud AI and what you can build with that. I have a few things in mind, and I'll share more about that as I start building. But just kind of, I guess I have a lot of time on my hands, and I'm just trying to do productive things. So if you guys find this useful, please let me know. But definitely check out these alerts systems, join Discord, join Telegram, whichever one. This is just automated. It's going to be out there. And, this is what I personally use now for trading as well. So awesome. Well, hopefully that helps. Thanks for hanging out and good luck. Don't get caught.